version who is in the studio, please, I have short time. I muse. Okay. Amplify says, I ponder. Pondering, thinking is brainstorming. Another version of the Bible. Another version, please. It says, I keep in mind the early days of the past, giving thought to all your acts, even to the work of your hand. Giving thoughts, sitting down to think. Another version of the Bible, please. I muse. Another version, please. It says, I remember the days of old. I meditate. So the word muse is meditate, is ponder, is think, is brainstorm. I brainstorm on the work of your hand. Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Now I'll teach you practical. I want to go as fast as I can so I can get to the practical side, so you can sit back and gather information and brainstorm, because brainstorming is one of the strongest work you can do. Brainstorming is one of the strongest work you can do. Pastor Moses, attend to the pastor. It's one of the strongest and most serious work you can do. Most people don't use their brain. When you don't use your brain, you will be doing menial jobs. When you don't use your brain, you will do manual and menial job. You will be useful for things that are not too serious. Those who use their brain do important works. Those who use their brain are paid strategically. Those who use their brain are more respected than those who use their muscles. Mental power is greater than muscle power. Philippians chapter 4 verse 8 says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. God gave us a list of things to be thinking on, so that you do not start thinking on wicked things. Think on how to fornicate, think of how to lie, how to steal, how to locate those who have money and then pursue them and collect money from them. God did not ask us to think on those things. He told us to brainstorm on things that are true, brainstorm on things that are honest, brainstorm on things that are just, brainstorm on things that are pure, brainstorm on things that are lovely, brainstorm on things that will give you good report, brainstorm on things that have virtue, brainstorm on things that will give God praise in your life. Those are the criteria. Do you know that astral travel and astral projection is also brainstorming? When they sit on that mat and they disconnect from the earth and their spirit leaves their body and they travel into the second heavens to meet with demons and all that, it is brainstorming. They put their thought in that state and then vamoose. By the time they are coming back loaded with other demons, and their lives are no more the way it was before they left. That is the truth. Now, God gave us things to brainstorm about. See, this brainstorming that I'm teaching you can be very simple and easy. It can also be spiritual, supernatural. Everything you see on earth is a product of brainstorming. Somebody got inspiration and brainstormed on it and began to manage. Everything you see on earth. This chair, somebody must have looked at the other chair. It breaks. Let me do something that is stronger. And made the metal a bit wider and stronger than the old one. That's all. Brainstorming. Everything you see on earth is a product of brainstorming. Somebody must have decided, let us brainstorm. How do we do a chair that has leather, that is not going to be too bulky and all that? And brainstorm and find solutions through intensive thinking. Through intensive thinking. The process of generating creative ideas and solutions through intensive thinking. Brainstorming is the process of generating creative ideas and solutions through intensive thinking. Through intensive thinking. That's brainstorming. How many of you have ever done brainstorming before? Raise your hand. Let me see you. Brainstorming. All right. Somebody from here, tell me how did you do yours? Nobody brainstormed here. Okay, fine. Anybody? Yes, sir.
Brainstorming in terms of when you're doing a strategic plan, a team meets together to think about where they are, what they want to do, and where they're going.
That's group brainstorming. All right. Anybody here? How did you do yours?
I normally sit down and think about what I want to make and how the end product
Will be.
and then I work towards.
Fantastic. Be relevant, but write it down. It will pay you at some point. Brainstorming combines a relaxed, informal approach to problem solving, but just with thoughts first. It encourages people to come up with thoughts and ideas that can at first seem a bit crazy. Sometimes some ideas come that looks, what am I even thinking about? But after a while, to be very relevant and very useful. Some of these ideas can be crafted into original, creative solutions for any problem, while others can spark off more ideas. There are some ideas that spark off more ideas. Brainstorming helps to get people unstuck by jolting them out of their normal way of thinking. Brainstorming jolts you out of your normal when you sit back to brainstorm. Brainstorming is work. It's serious work. To create things. During brainstorming session, before at the beginning, I'll say, hey, why am I don't like, but I notice that when I'm thinking in a certain context, many thoughts come that will be very relevant. Later on, maybe not even in that project. Brainstorming is you trying to open up possibilities and break down assumptions that you use to solve a certain problem. When you start judging yourself at the session of brainstorming, at the beginning of brainstorming, you will stunt ideas. You will destroy idea generation. So don't judge yourself or attack yourself. You learn to evaluate ideas at the end of the session. Learn to evaluate your ideas at the end of the session. All right. Let me run through very quickly some laws of brainstorming. The laws of brainstorming. Number one, the law of inspiration. All brainstorming comes by inspiration, either by demonic inspiration or by divine inspiration. Please, can somebody tell Pastor Grace to sit in church? Yeah, somebody tell her, I said, let her sit in church. I want everybody to sit, hear the word of God. Laws of brainstorming. The law of inspiration. Job 32 verse 8. I went to America to preach. I was asking them if they want fire or they want this kind of, they said this is what they want. They don't want fire. I said, okay. So I started teaching. And they were very serious, jotting notes. I told them, no, let us do fire. They said, yeah, another time, do fire, this one. The world is changing. I thought they would have loved fire, Holy Ghost. All right, the law of inspiration is law number one. Job 32 verse 8 said, but there is a spirit in man, the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. The inspiration gives understanding. Inspiration gives understanding. Inspiration gives understanding. Lack of inspiration removes understanding. Lack of inspiration removes. The reason why you lack understanding is because you are not inspired. Whenever you discover a lack of inspiration, you see that person will not be inspired. Inspiration gives understanding the right way they should be. So for you to brainstorm, you need, number one, inspiration. Law number two, the law of definitions. Law number two, the law of definitions. You must define what you are brainstorming about. If there is no definition, you will be confused. The law of timing. Think when your ideas will be useful, not when your ideas will be useless. Okay, for example, we're already in church and somebody is thinking of coming to lead us in praise and worship for the first service. Is it okay? The service is already on, am I correct? And there's somebody in this house now thinking, in fact, when I get to that church, I will lead a very hot praise and worship. In fact, what are the songs I'm going to sing? Song number one, to God be the glory. In his house now. Have you seen the time? And then it comes with hot songs to church to come and lead us in praise and worship. Am I correct? Will it work? No. There's a time to think. There's a time to think. John chapter 21 verse 18. The Bible says, verily, verily, I say unto you. Is that the law of timing? Verily, verily, I say unto you. When thou wast young, thou gatheredst thyself. When and walkest whither thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hand, and another shall guard thee, and carry thee whither thou wouldest not. Sweetheart, keep my phone, please. There is time for everything. There is a time to be old, and there's a time to be young. Think at the right time. Think before you stink. Think before you stink. Think before you do what? Start thinking. You are having a meeting to go to. Think before you go to the meeting, so you don't stand before everybody and you are thinking before them. And you are talking, and I didn't really prepare for this meeting. And next time I'll do better. If you're already thinking. Think before you stink. I told you of when I traveled to America to speak in Maryland, and after I finished speaking, the pastor told me he's taking me somewhere. When we got there, he did not tell me I was going to speak in a ministers' conference. He didn't tell me that he has invited a lot of pastors. So we got to the place. I sat down. After 5-10 minutes, I saw people wearing serious suits coming in, wearing ties. Some were wearing just jackets. The jackets were looking well cooked. So I called him, Pastor, who are these? He said, they are all pastors. He now tapped me and said, hey, you'll be speaking to them. I've invited them. They're all pastors. Yeah. You didn't tell me that this. He said, hey, I know you're always ready. He was tapping me like this. I'm always ready. And that was my first time to speak in that part of America. And imagine all the American guys. And they are coming to listen to somebody coming from Kenya and Africa for that matter. And then, they came in with, some kind of look, let's come and see what he will say. So they all sat down. Before fear gripped my heart, I quickly got up to go and think. I stood up, took excuse, went to one toilet somewhere. I was urinating for some time. Took my iPad, said, Father, direct me what to do now. Thank God I've done a lot of studies. So the Holy Ghost said, speak on this, speak on. So they're picking them, putting them together in one message, because I was told I would speak for 45 minutes. So I quickly began to gather. After a while, I heard them singing hymns, so I knew they've started. So I came out, because at least I've gathered enough to teach there. I had to use my brain immediately as I got that information. So I came out ready. I noticed that there was nobody playing the drums, so I went to the drums and I began to play to activate my joyful spirit, because with joy you draw from the well of salvation. When I am not joyful, my messages are not sweet. I'm telling you the truth. When I'm not joyful, my messages are not sweet. So I needed to activate joy. So I sat on the drums. I was playing drums. Bouncing on the drum, playing the drum. They were all dancing. Yeah, they were singing. Then after the singing, the pastor came up and said, now the man of God from Nairobi, Kenya is around. Let us receive it. The pastor does not know me. It was the man that brought me that knew him. He said, hey, where is he? So I got up from the drums. Hey, we didn't even know you want to play from the drums. Put your hands together for him. So they clapped for me. So I came from the drums and I picked my iPad and began to download. I spoke to a level everywhere caught fire. People were wondering, oh, hey, they were looking. I was downloaded because it was time. So I was hitting it. It got to everywhere I was charged. They were shouting, yeah, man, yeah. Yeah, preacher, man. Preacher, and everybody in America is a man. Whether you're a woman, a man. Preacher, man. Yeah, man, this and that one, man. After the presence of God came down, God ministered to them. The pastor called me and said, you must be coming to this church every year for leadership conference. Wow. You thought, man. I gathered that message few minutes before that service started because I had to use my brain very fast. Learn the law of timing. If you don't think at the right time, you will stink. Are you hearing me? All right, number 5, the law of involvement. The 5th law of brainstorming is the law of involvement. Isaiah 6 verse 8, the Bible says, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. Who will I add to this thinking? Who can I call to add value? Who will be useful on this matter? The law of involvement. Who do I involve? Who do I quote? Which book do I read? Who else will be part of this? There are people, when they are involved in your thinking, they will destroy it, they will scatter it, they will set you back. But there are those, when they are involved in your thinking, they will add value. Sometimes people come to me with proposals. Here, they come to the office, Pastor, this and that one. While they are talking to me, my brain starts thinking on the other. Then I say, have you thought about it? Hey, I didn't think about that. I say, add it. Have you thought about it? Oh, add this. That's a person useful to you. But there are some people who tell them, yes, sir, I have a vision of buying aircraft. Aircraft? Your grandfather did not have bicycle. Even you drop the idea, you say, okay, fine, I will start with the bicycle. It discourages your vision. There are those that are vision extinguishers. They extinguish you from the thought level. So who do I involve? There are times when you are brainstorming, you might need to involve someone. You might need clarity. You need clarity. There are times you need to consult. You want to get married, you don't know everything. You need to step up. Some of you like him, when he needed to marry, he stepped up and said, sir, these are the things I planned. This is the person. I said, okay, fine, go and pray like this. And I, yes, sir. He came back again. We brainstormed again. How far have you gone? He said, I've done this. Okay, now cancel this. Do it like this. And until finally the marriage worked out. You need somebody who will be on that page with you, who can understand. Who do I involve? Who do I involve? Stanford came up, excuse me, sir, I want to get married. This is, I said, okay, fine, do like this and do like that. Somebody can brainstorm. Who will get involved with you? Because there's some journey you cannot go alone. You need somebody who have gone there before. Have you understood the law of involvement? Number 6, the 6th law of brainstorming is the law of resources. The law of resources. What do I have available to do this vision? Resources. What do I have already? What do I need to run this vision? The law of resources. The law of resources. The Bible says in Luke chapter 14 verse 28 to 30, for which of you intending to build a tower seated not down first and counted the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it, lest haply after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, and all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Excuse me, sir, for you not to be stuck, you need to sit down and brainstorm on resources. What do I have now? What do I need? For example, when we began to calculate about buying the land, we started calculating 10 million, 7 million, 8 million, okay, 5 million. How do we raise it? Then all of us pledged 100,000. Am I correct? Pledge on those that can do 50. These that can do, we pledged. We started redeeming it. We got about 700,000. Then I involved others. I started involving everybody. And now we began to gather it. Are you understand? The resources we need. Then when we got to the table to discuss on the land, the people told me, give us the money now. I remember we went somewhere. One man took me around the whole compound, showed me the place. After showing me the whole place, he said it is 70 million. I said, very good. He said, Pastor, what is the money? I'm telling you. I told him, I've not even told the church I saw a compound. He said, yes. Do you have the money in the account? Man, why are you harassing me? What is harassment? It was after that harassment I came back and devised and thought about it, prayed. Father, teach me what to do. Then God told me, break it in the edge. Were you ever my age? Say yes. When you are my age, do you have that kind of money? Huh? Take it easy, man. Treat me like you would have wanted to be treated. Like you want your son to be treated, or you would have wanted to be treated when you are my age. The guy calmed down. He said, hey, you are right. Hey, you are right. I had to think ahead. If I didn't think ahead, he would have harassed me. I would not be shaking and say, please, sir, okay, fine. We are begging you. Let us just pay that one. We'll be I'm not owing you. We talk of the time to pay. It's when I don't pay at that time that I'm owing you. Are you understanding me? Of course, you know I don't like owing nobody on earth. I preach against it. So if I tell you we are going to pay you a certain amount of money by June, before June, I'm not owing you a dime. It is after June, I become a debtor. Have you understood now? So you fixed it. That is why whenever you are owing people, I'll teach you, don't behave like a debtor. Start gathering the money. On that day you pay. It's after that day you become a debtor. Are you hearing me, somebody? For example, if I tell somebody I'm going to give you a certain money by March, I don't expect you to harass me between now and March, because I'm not owing you. I start owing you after March, because I promised I'll pay you by March, and March passed and I didn't pay you. I am now a debtor. Between now and March, it is not owing time. I am only gathering the resources to give you at the set date. Have you understood now? So that you don't kill yourself with mentality. Hey, I want to die. You don't die. It is when you do not keep that the person can call you and harass you and say, hello, Umekuja, Ume this and that one. When you did not now say, hey, nah, I will wound you. Hallelujah. All right, the law of resources, you must note the resources you have. Number 7, the 7th law of brainstorming is the law of inquisitiveness. The law of inquisitiveness. Always ask why. Be inquisitive. How many concrete, how many sand can fill it up? Am I correct? And I told him, be taking note. We've not bought the land yet. The guy was talking. We took note. Something trip of sand. How many cement? He told us 20 or 40 cement. How many? I was already being inquisitive, knowing. So I said, okay, fine. If we want to use slab, the guy gave us the price. If we want to use that, I was already inquisitive, thinking ahead. That is the best. Be inquisitive. Don't say, when we get there, we'll cross the bridge. Then they now come and tell you it is $500,000. Say, hey! You don't know where to get the money. Hypertension kill you. High blood pressure kill you. Why? Because you are not inquisitive. I already planned how to do a makeshift wall on the land. So I got us, while we were at the land, some guys came and they were talking to us. I said, how much will it take? How many sticks? How many wire? Whatever. What did I call it here? Wire rope, or what did they call it? Barbed wire. They said the wire rope. How much is it? Oh yeah, don't go. Be taking note. Odongo was asking, hey, how many sticks? They said 2 sticks here, 3 here. He was taking note. I was hearing what they were saying. Why? I was planning ahead. Being inquisitive, so that I will not find myself in a quagmire when I give them 50,000 to go and fix it and they come and say they need some more money. And I'm surprised. I would have had a premonition that it will cost this, between this and that. Have an estimation in my mind because of being inquisitive. Are you hearing me, somebody? Learn to be inquisitive. Learn to be inquisitive. Verse 8, and David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered in pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them and without fear recover all. Be inquisitive. Ask God. Make inquiries. Ask people to inquire from. Inquire from experienced people. Inquire from those who have been ahead of you. Inquire from those who know. Inquire also from God. Are you hearing me? Law of inquisitiveness. The next one, number 8, the law of brainstorming is the law of ability. The law of ability. Is somebody learning something here today? Are you getting something? Can you be together and plan some important things? Now, all this I'm teaching you, I will give you an assignment to do with it. Plan your department with this. Sit back and do brainstorming on your department, how to improve your department. Plan ahead on your department. By the time we move to the land, how will we organize our department? Plan ahead. Because it's a bare land, we're still going to starting afresh. This place we already had a facility. Then we're going to start building the facility. So plan ahead. How do we operate from there? The law of ability. Luke chapter 5, verse 12 to 13. And it came to pass, when he was in a certain city, behold, a man full of leprosy, who seeing Jesus fell on his face and besought him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, uses to do things. Know the ability you have inside you. The Bible also talked about it again concerning the parable of those that he gave talents. You can't. So understand how able are you, the will, the strength, the capacity you already have. If you want to do something bigger, increase the law of ownership. Luke chapter 2, 49 to 50. The Bible says, and he said unto them, how is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my Father's business? And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them. My Father business. The reason why Jesus stayed more was because it is his Father, it is ownership. That is the owner of his Father's business. Others went home, Jesus was still around. The reason why you see people running away from church early, coming late, because they are not owners. When you have the law, the spirit of ownership, you come early. You will leave last. Owners are not in a hurry. Owners make sure the best is done. But those who do not have ownership, please, it doesn't concern me. Whatever they do, join them. Amen. Amen. Before time, because they're not owners. The law of ownership makes you stick there. Makes you think. What if it does not work? Plan B, plan C. What do we do in case this or that one happens? Are you understanding me? That's ownership. Hallelujah. Are you understanding me? By the time we were approaching the end of the year, I was pushing for us to get that land because they told us to leave by December 31st here. And the pressure was on me. We were looking for land everywhere. In fact, a certain woman we met, she told us she's in her office. I said, I will drive to your office. The office is in another part of Kenya. I said, let us go there. We drove there physically to go and meet her. Why? Because I know that if they close the gate and don't tell us not to come, some people say, it has Apostle, when you open church, tell us, you have a nice day. They already eyeing one church beside the house. Am I correct? Apostle Jerry, even if you got in there now, prepare it and then move and make it. They say, thank you very much. Have you understood? The law of ownership helps you extend your thinking a little bit more than others. Others will think, what do I do so that they can clap for me? The owner will say, what do I do so that they can clap for long and keep clapping and the thing will keep getting better? The law of ownership makes you think deeper, makes you think much more seriously, makes you brainstorm more on how to solve the problem for a longer time for life. The other day I taught on sons and slaves. A pastor said he saw it online and decided to teach it for 4 sessions in his church. He took the entire teaching, broke it to 4 sessions, taught it in different parts. Hallelujah, and I'm fine with it. That's how it should be. Now, the truth is this. Sons behave differently from strangers and slaves. Who you are determines how you think. Who you are determines what you do. Wycliffe, got back into church and sit down. Wycliffe, get back into church and settle down. Come on, quickly. Who you are determines how you think. Let's make sure the chairs are fine. The law of ownership. You now think, what do I do? Okay, find the depth of your brainstorming. If you are the owner, pick it one by one, wrote note of what to do, planned it, and God started helping me. Planning is not God's duty, it is your duty. It's your duty to plan. That's the same way I run other people's wedding now. When they come to me and they tell me, we've done, I say, no. Have you done it? Say, no, sir, no, sir. I say, now. Have you done it? Say, no, sir. Why? Because I have experience in it. When you own a thing, you think more deeply. When you do not own it, you think shallow. You think anyhow. Number 10. The 10th law of brainstorming is the law of methods and procedures. To sign, you have to get this and that. You don't enter. So she stood afar off and was pretending as if she was just throwing it. She strode past again. She strode and passed again. She didn't barge in. Then the king saw her, and the king calculated, maybe she wants to see me. Okay, fine, and I've not called her. Normally, okay, she has respect. That's why she's outside. She didn't just barge in. Then the king straight forth. Then she came in. Everything has processes, procedures. You need to think about it. If we want to get land, how do we do it? The process is we are going to do search. Am I correct? So most of the land we'll go and search. There was one search we went to do. They said we should pay 10,000. So we paid 10,000. First of all, they ate our 10,000 before they started doing the search. And they opened one elderly note like that and showed that you followed me there. Am I correct? And to the the land is authentic. 10,000 has gone. 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 10,000 And the man that took us there paid and said, Pastor, you have to pay me back because it is you that we are searching for. If I didn't have that money, I would just be shaking. Another side, one person, 1,000. See, everything you do has processes and procedures. If you do not discover the process and procedure, you discover that you'll be disappointed. You'll be wounded in your heart. So when you are thinking, when you are brainstorming on anything, brainstorm also about the method. When you want to brainstorm on, remember I told you the first one is the law of definition. Define it. What am I brainstorming about? How to brainstorm? Number one is identify the problem. Number two, make up your mind to confront it. Some people know the problem, but they've not made up their mind to confront it. Make up your mind. I will confront this problem today. You sit down and you start confronting it with your thoughts. Make up your mind to. If you don't make up your mind, when you sit down and it gets a bit tough, you just drop it and go away. Say, listen carefully. The hardest work on earth is thinking. I repeat, the hardest work on earth is using your mind. Many people are not able to put their mind together and use it. Their mind is ever busy, permanently distracted, always on a journey. That's why you see their thoughts are shallow. Their thoughts are very empty thoughts, very useless, because their minds is permanently on a journey. I have discovered that it is difficult to gather somebody together and put his mind together. That's the most difficult thing to do on earth. Psychologists try it. They try to attract you. That is why you see they put advert on TV many times until you are attracted. It is not the first day you saw homo, you went after homo. No. You saw it 10, 20, 30 times. They keep doing it. Somebody watches it and includes his. Your mind starts wandering. So you need to make up your mind. Number three, place demand on your mind to produce solutions. Number three, place demand on your mind to produce solutions. Make demand on your mind. You sit back and place demand. Say, today, this problem must be solved. Father, inspire me now. Then your thought begins to work. Number four, call your whole self to a meeting. Let your entire body, spirit, soul, and body be in that meeting. Call your whole self to a meeting. Don't be partially there and somehow you are not there. Stay with your mom, I'm coming there. Call your whole self to a meeting. Call your whole self to a meeting. Don't let part of you not be there as part of you there. Activate it. All the thinking faculty, activate it diversely. Open it up in different areas. Activate your thinking faculty diversely. Activate your thinking faculty diversely. Number 6. Pour all the potential solutions in your thought out. Pour all the potential solutions in your thought out. Don't stop any. Pour everything out. All the potential solutions in your thought. Whatever you think is, just don't limit it. Pour them all out. Number 7. The 7th way to activate your thinking faculties: write down all your thoughts in batches. Everything you are thinking about, start writing them down. Download them, write them. If you don't write them, you will forget them, they will disappear. Write down all your thoughts in batches as they are coming in clusters like that. Number 8, focus on what you need. Focus more on what you already have before what you need. Many times I see a lot of young people walk up to me and say, I have an idea. I want to do this and that one business, but I have only one problem. Capital is a lie. What I just said, you don't have any capital problem. That was where, it was because I had a lot of people come to me when we were at YMCA, say they need capital, they need capital. That was why I started the teaching on starting business without capital. You don't need capital first. You need idea first. You need your brain working. You don't need it. You need favor first, not capital. A lot of people deceive themselves by amplifying what they don't have. Amplify what you have first. Don't let anybody try to push you to start feeling bad about what you don't have. People try to do that, say, you don't have capital. You're like, excuse me. That is why when we were trying to buy this land, and they told me, sir, give us the home, and I said, no. Let us analyze it well. You can't intimidate me. I don't have all the money, yes, but I have some, and I'm not owing you. So let's describe how we're going to pay. And you must not call me until that date. If I have it earlier, I can come and pay you, give you. But I'm not owing you until that date expires. So we clear our conscience, so you don't come and start bringing guilt on me. Stop emphasizing on what you don't have. Stick there first. Bring out what you have. Then you now know how to get what you don't have. Work with what you have first. When watching that started, I started what I have. I had grace and anointing. I started preaching. That you have now, you don't need it yet. I repeat, whatever you don't have now, you don't need it yet. When you need it, it will come. Whatever you don't have now, you don't need it yet. So that you don't go and torment your brain and say, I don't have shoe. I don't have shoe. Maybe God knows that you don't need shoe now. So walk barefooted to church first. I did it before. Hallelujah. Praise God. Are you still here? Number 10. Determine the corresponding steps and action and take it to your progress. When you are brainstormed up to this level, determine the corresponding steps. What are steps I'm supposed to take? Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. Analyze them. After you finish, start taking those steps straight, immediately. Determine the steps and start taking those steps. When we needed land, we determined the steps. Look for land. I sent all of you in search of land. Am I correct? I also followed you. We start land everywhere. Then we determine the area. We start now settled and zero on a certain area and started searching for land there until we found a lot of land. And we're now trying to select and make a choice. Are you following me? Determine the corresponding steps
through intensive thinking.
Through intensive thinking. Next. Thank you.
And how do we brainstorm? I've learned that you identify the problem. Sit down and identify. This is what I'm supposed to tackle.
All right.
Yes.
Definition. Define what you're brainstorming about. You don't just start thinking. Yes.
Inquisitive. Asking why on certain issues.
Asking why on certain issues. That's the beginning of brainstorming. Next person.
When you're brainstorming, you need to check on the law of timing. Know when your idea will be useful.
Yes.
Think that time before you think. If you don't think, you will stink.
Stink. Very good. Thank you very much. Next person.
I've also learned that whatever you don't have now, you don't need it.
So don't kill yourself with the one you don't have now. Start wounding yourself. Yes.
Mental power is greater than muscle power.
Simple. Mental power is greater than muscle power. Muscle, you see them use it to carry load at the combat. They give them 20 shillings. But somebody else using his brain for those number of minutes will get 100,000. So that's it. Yes, ma'am.
I learned that thoughts are like birds. If you don't catch them, they'll fly
Say that
away.
again.
Thoughts are like birds. If you
I like
don't-
birds, yes.
yeah, if you don't catch them, they'll fly away.
If you don't capture them, they will fly. That's right.
When you are brainstorming, stop criticizing your idea. Stop criticizing yourself. Just allow the ideas.
Allow the thought to flow. Very good. Write them down. Next person. Yes, ma'am.
At the law of resources, identify what you have already to run the vision.
Fantastic. Yes, Pastor Duncan.
No ownership. You need to believe in what you
You need to own it. You need to own it. The law of ownership. Own it. If you own it, you go a bit deeper. If you don't own it, you just get one thought and you think you have arrived. When other people now talk, you discover that you are a baby. Your journey is still very far. Then they don't promote you. And I wonder, why did they promote me? Because you never owned it. Yes?
I have learned we should call your all self in meeting.
Into a meeting. Very good. Call yourself, your whole self. Don't let some part of you be away. God bless you. That's a good one. Yes?
I've learned that I should have the law of resources.
All right. God bless you. Next person.
I learned that some ideas are crazy, but some of the crazy ideas can help you go forward.
Very good.
And another thing I learned is we need useful people to make our ideas grow bigger.
Wonderful. God bless you. That's a good one. Yes, Pastor sir. Yes, sir. Use the way.
Need to be inquisitive.
Yes.
Need to ask those who. There's an article I wrote. You know, I wrote an article some time ago. You know, it came out. In fact, people were, where did you? What happened? Where? I know what I did. In those days, took some bottles of beer and then your mind.
Burukutu. Kumi. I didn't know because I didn't drink. God caught me early. I didn't drink. Thank God.
Determining the corresponding. Determining the corresponding
action. Determine the corresponding action. Next person.
Don't emphasize on what you don't have.
Don't emphasize on what you don't have. Stick to what you have. Next.
I learned that you need to use inspiration so you can get a good understanding and even do better if you understand what you're talking about.
Thank you, sir. Next person.
I've learned that you focus on the resources you have so that you...
Focus on the resources you have first before the one you don't have. Next person.
You need to place a demand on your mind to produce solution.
Place a demand on your mind to produce solution, or else your mind will wander away. Capture your mind and put it in the meeting. Yes, sir.
You can never brainstorm if your mind is divided.
It can never work. You yourself.
I've learned about the law of timing.
The law of timing, what does it state?
And, okay, you must have a time frame when you are brainstorming so that it is valid.
So that it is valid, okay. Go to Pastor Henry.
Okay, I learned the law of involvement, knowing who to involve into your ideas, and yes, mainly the person that will assist you to make
add value.
Add value.
Thank you. Pastor Grace.
The law of ability. You cannot produce what you are not able.
Simple. You need to know your capacity. Can I do this or not? So you don't go and hook. You are trying to behave like pastor. You are trying to behave like him. Your hook. One man one day told me, said, Pastor, he said, if you ever ask me to climb on that altar, some hot sweat will be coming out of me because I'm not gracing that. So just give me my own assignment. I can. But if you tell me, I don't have that ability. So know where you are able. Now listen, you can develop all abilities. There's no ability you cannot develop. You want to play keyboard, you can develop the ability. Omundo was not playing keyboard the first time he came to this place. He used to press the keyboard and the Holy Ghost will go away. Many times I go and put off the keyboard while he's making noise there with the palm so he can go away. Because I will signal him to go away, he will not go. Signal him. So while I'm preaching, I just go and press it off so he can go and stay. But he kept on forcing himself, practicing until he developed the ability. The other guy that started playing bass guitar, he would just play and be playing. One day he played nonsense. I looked at him, why are you destroying the song? But he kept on developing. Before he left here for Nigeria, he began to play well. You can develop all abilities. Driving. There was a time when I was the only one who drives in my house. All the cars will be parked. My wife will carry the children and they'll be trekking up and down. Madam, your shoe will eat for a long time. We are hearing you.
Yes, the law of involvement, you need you might require several.
Number one, spiritual. Sit down and brainstorm. Who do I want to be spiritually? Make up your mind who you want to be. You can use all the laws I've given to you. Ministerially, in ministry, am I going to serve in church, or I'm going to be a pastor, or I'm going to submit to another pastor, or I'm going to grow up and become a leader in such and such area ministry. Number three, family, health. Brainstorm about your health. Are you very healthy now? If you are not very healthy, what are you doing wrong? And what should you be doing right? And then what should you be doing right to not eat anything that will trouble my system? I'll eat things I know. Things I don't know that I will not take them. Make up your mind on what to eat that will make you healthy. This one that has cancer everywhere, tumor growing up from everywhere. Grow